Have you seen Perkz mid-champ tier list? It's on Twitter. I think I saw it a bit. Let me find it. Where is it? Perkz. Oh wait, he made a new one. Let's see. So, Mega good, Orianna Azir, good flex, Jace Thalia, Yasuo Akali, Cassandra. Shonk, Syndra, Nico, Tristana, Ari. Good lane, game counter, Salas, Cassio, Vex, Xerath, Yasuo, Swain, and LeBlanc. Hidden OP, Aurelia. I want to support my jungle. Sandra, Zoe, Annie, TF, Loki trolling, all of these guys, and the useless flex. All of these guys. Now, I don't know if the tier list is for competitive play. I guess it is, right? Because it says Worlds 2023. Well, what would I change? What would I change? Where do I start? First of all, mages are better than anything else. Second of all, I agree with Orianna being the best mid laner in the game. I think Orianna is the best mid in the game. Anyway, I don't know if Azir would be mega good for me because of the latest Q nerf. Before the Q nerf, I would have him here. I'm just not sure about the latest Q nerf. It makes his laning a bit worse than before. It's probably not that big of a deal, and for competitive, Azir is really OP. I agree, he's like really OP. And then I think Syndra is also like between mega good and Shonk. Like I can see a world where Syndra goes one up. I think the Syndra build that I'm using is so fucking good. What else do I think? So for flex tier, I think Jace has gotten worse in my opinion. I think Thalia is actually not a good flex in a real world. Thalia only becomes good when people draft dashing champs and when people draft low short range comps. I actually don't think she's even a good jungler. I think she's way worse in jungling compared to in solo queue. And she's a better mid laner than jungler. I think Yone in competitive sucks. I think Akali sucks in competitive. And I think Cassandra also sucks in competitive. So for example, this tier, I would probably put all of them way lower. Popolano, thanks for Twitch Prime. And then Shonk, Tristana, in my opinion, has gotten weaker. I think Ari has gotten weaker due to champs like Syndra and Azir and Orianna rising in Shanked. Nico is still okay, but she gets outskilled by pretty much any mage. Good lane and game counter, I agree with those. However, I think some of these champs are better lane or game counters than the other ones. So they serve a different purpose, okay? Let me tell you what I think. So Sylas is an insane like counter. This champ is an insane counter if you get the spot for Sylas. Now, if the meta is Orianna, Azir, and Syndra, you're never getting a Sylas spot ever. Thank you, Muffin, for 17 months. Cassiopeia is the same as Sylas, insane game counter. Well, I think even if you get a good Vax spot, she will never be as strong as Cassiopeia. Xerath, I don't know, man. He used to be really strong, but I feel like the latest Mana nerf is actually hitting him. I don't know, from what I played him. I could be wrong, but he's very ultra-reliant. He can be good though. Yasuo, I agree, can be good. Swain, don't like the champ. I think it's just a worse version of Cassiopeia when he's a game counter, and LeBlanc is not even a game counter, she's just a lane stomper. Hidden OP Aurelia. That's probably a bit inflated by Korea, but I do think Aurelia can be good. I would put her into a game counter because she can be a game counter. But yeah, Aurelia is by default just like usually worse in competitive as well. I wanna support my jungle. I agree with all these champs. I think these champs are literally only supporting your jungler, and I think I would put Nico here. I think Nico is more of a champ that supports jungler than anything else. Loki trolling. I would agree with all of those except Lux, Ryze, and Zed. I think Zed I would put it into a game counter because there is I think a way to make Zed a game counter, and I think Lux is more of like between good lane and game counter, and I think Ryze is also just not as bad as the champs. He's just not as bad as the champs. He doesn't deserve to be in this tier. And then kinda useless flex. Why is Twitter crashing? Oh, never mind. It's Opera. Opera is crashing. And then kinda useless flex. I agree with all of those except Renekton, probably. Yeah, I agree with all of those except Renekton. I think Renekton is not a useless flex, but the rest, I think they're probably just useless flexes, yeah. So his tier list would be, I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad tier list. Anaza, thank you for the spam. What about Kiana? Not viable. In competitive play. Not viable. She's not viable. The best assassin is probably Zed in competitive. He actually scales like a monster. Snow, thank you for gifting us up. Alright, now let's see his ADC tier list. Whoever can play top 3 rows the best 100% wins worlds. Botlane is balanced. Okay, I definitely agree with the first two. I think Kalista and Kai'Sa are trash. They're not that good. I think Caitlyn is probably the most underrated ADC in the game. I think Ashe is really good. Draven is more of like a counter pick, good. Ezreal I agree, Zara I agree. These champs are really good. Ziggs, he's okay. He's okay. Senna, I agree also is hidden OP. 100%. I agree Nala can be hidden OP. And I think these picks don't really matter. Like everything below here doesn't really matter. Here's what, like, I think, I don't know how Zarya is after nerfs to be honest, but I don't like Sivir, I don't like Jhin, I don't like Varus. I don't like Swain. Seraphine is more viable. Vayne, really good game counter. Kog'Maw can be only as a counter pick, rest is kinda useless. So I agree with like most of the things also here, just not the first tier is probably like the most I disagree. Filia's not viable? No, I don't think he's good.